Aloha. Oh crap, I can't do the thing. I'm gonna have to do this when I get home. I'm tripping. I forgot to bring my iPad, and I just remembered that I don't have my iPad, so I can't look at my notes, so I can't do this video because I'm recording on my phone, which has my notes. So that was that then. I'm gonna go get some lunch. This pimple. Why me? Why me? Anyway, peace. All right, I am finally here. It's like 9:30 p.m. I tried to do the video at like 4 something earlier. 3 something probably. And it's been a hassle. I couldn't watch the show because it didn't record on my DVR. I couldn't watch it the next day because the internet went out. So I finally watched it earlier today, and I'm gonna give you guys this review. I got a new microphone, so hopefully you guys can hear me all right. And where are my notes? These notes better come on through. Okay, here they are. All right, so Empire, Strange Bedfellows. We start off with Hakeem. He is finally 21, and that has been a concern of mine since the very first, like the beginning, the first season, because Hakeem has been running around drinking. He was drinking all throughout the first season, all throughout the second season. He hasn't been drinking as much this season, but every time you see Hakeem, he got a bottle in his hand. And, you know, I'm a logistics type of girl, so I'm trying to figure out why he has this bottle in his hand when Cookie was allegedly in jail for 17 years, and Hakeem was still a baby when he went in. So all this time I've been sitting here like, he's not supposed to be drinking because he is supposed to be about 18 or 19 years old. And all my friends were like, no, it's fine. He's probably 21. They probably just blah, blah, blah. I'm like, no, he's not 21. And it's been bugging me this whole time. So now he's finally 21. I'm trying to figure out why his family and everybody on earth has been letting this boy get drunk all this time. This boy is an alcoholic. He's been an alcoholic since we've known him. And he ain't 21. Well, he's now 21, but he wasn't 21. He was drunk enough to pee in the middle of a restaurant and talk about how Obama done love the kids or something like that. And they didn't take the bottle from him. I just can't. So anyway, we see all these girls strewn about. And I'm trying to figure out how come anytime Asmarie Livingston is playing Chicken, I believe her character's name is, on the episode, it's just a bunch of naked hoes laying around. I'm like, does Asmarie bring her own hoes? Like, or whatever. Anyway, let me see. We scooch over to Jamal and Counselor Cutie, they are nude on the couch, as if they've, you know, been going through the throes of passion. And Jamal's phone beeps, and he, like, hits it and puts it on the floor. And some kind of way Periscope pops up. And I'm like, my phone don't just pop up stuff, but okay. But Periscope pops up, and it's, it's Beethoven. It is D Majors. I was gonna say D Metro Boomin. D Majors, the producer boyfriend, and he's on Periscope talking about how he is terrified and he don't do the social media stuff, but he's about to lose somebody he loves because he can't be himself. And then he says, Jamal, I'm coming for you. Jamal taps Counselor Cutie and is like, get up, get dressed. And all of a sudden, D Major just rises right on up to the apartment and sees Counselor Cutie over that way and Jamal over that way, putting on their clothes. All of this going down on Periscope. And D Major / Beethoven is like, what the hell? And he shook, and he tells, my grandmother's asking me if I want a house sit. I may. I'm gonna get back to you, Granny. But where was I? Oh, D Major is shook, and he's like, Jamal, you told me that if I be myself, then we could get back to where we were, and I'm coming out and I'm being myself. That's what I'm trying to do. And Jamal is like, you misunderstood me. I'm like, not really. You gave him a contingency, and he did what you told him you didn't want to be with him because he wasn't true to him. And then he came out, and now he's quote unquote true to himself, and you don't want him. You should have just said from jump, you don't want him, instead of saying, I would want you, but. And that's a problem I have. I'm the type of person that says, I would want you, but da 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 da. And then they try to do what da 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 is, and I'm stuck. I'm like, I still don't want you though. I'm glad you did da 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 da, because personally I wanted you to do da 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 da, but I don't want you. I just don't want you. I don't want you. I don't want you. What was that? Was that Katie in the Jackson 5 movie? Anyway, I've been talking 5 minutes and I'm on like the second thing. Let me see. Hakeem is snooping for his birthday. He says he and his parents play a game every year where they pretend like he's not snooping, and he pretends like he's surprised to find out what he got for his birthday. While he's snooping, Parched, Cookie, I believe Nana was in there, and Lucius. And Lucius is almost ALS is kicking up on him. He's sounding very decrepit, but he's listening, and they're talking about Anika, like what to do about Anika. But then Hakeem busts in the room and he's like, I want this Bugatti Veyron, buy me this car. And Lucius like, I'm not buying him no car. And I'm trying to figure out, because then they say something about, you know, why didn't you know that Anika was missing? Or, you know, they mentioned that Anika's missing, and Hakeem was like, Anika's missing. And it's like, if you were just eavesdropping, why didn't you hear? You weren't doing a good job eavesdropping, because they talk about how Anika's missing, and then you come in the room and you shocked because she's missing. Whatever though. Let me see. Parched offers to give Hakeem his Oldsmobile, and I would take it, but that's me. Let me see. We scooch over to, I guess, some sort of a club or something. Nessa's in there. She's got the little swoop over this way, and it's like a bluish, greenish, blue and green, I'm not sure, outfit. Nessa needs to keep that hairstyle, because Sierra McLean, I believe she's younger than me, but, and this is no shade, but in the face, she has aged tremendously since Daddy's Little Girls. And I'm like, that was just like 10 years ago. You shouldn't be looking 30 years older, but you know what? That's not my tea. Anyway, keep the hair longer because it softens your face. But she was boring me with that little song and whatever. And Nia Long tiptoes into the club, and she is talking to Andre and looking cute. She said something about owning a strip club, or a former strip club, and I'm like, I know Nia Long, like as Nia Long, doesn't seem like the type of person to own a strip club, but this character she's playing, Juliana, doesn't seem like the type of person to own a strip club either. But whatever, that's not my tea. But if I could own a strip club, I don't look like I would own a strip club, but I would own a strip club too. And some car washes and some chicken wing joints, some KFCs and McDonald's. Shoot, if I had the funds. Let me see. We swoop over to Tay Diggs, and he asks Cookie what she's hiding, and she says that she's not hiding. And then he goes up under the counter and pulls out a gun and says, what are you doing with this gun? As if we don't all know that Cookie's a thug. Cookie was in jail for 17 years. Cookie went to jail for like drug-related charges. You don't think she got a gun? He was shook, as if we didn't know that Cookie was like hood made. I mean, she didn't grow up hood, granted, but everything anybody knows about Cookie lying, not Laretha, but Cookie, is that she's hood. So why your mama got a gun too. Claire Huxtable over there has a gun, I'm sure, and has popped a couple people, but whatever. He's in there with the gun, and he's putting his fingers all over it, and yada yada. And I'm like, sis, that's not why. Why are you handling? That's not smart. That's not the wise thing to do, is put your fingerprints all over this weapon. Whatever. Then we proceed to ask Cookie. He asked Cookie if she's ever shot anybody, and we have this flashback. Lee Daniels lives for a good flashback, but you know what? I'm not mad at it, because the girl who's playing young Dwight and young Laretha, they're getting a check. So, you know, get money, sis. But we have a flashback. Cookie is listening to her jams, and she is, honestly, the flashback could have been cut in half, because half of the time she was listening to music and writing, but she's listening to music and writing, and some guy just busts up in the hotel room, and she says, Lucius ain't here. He comes in and is like, I'm not looking for Lucius, puts his hand on her thigh like he finna, you know, try a little something. And she grabs a gun and is like, don't stop, no, I'll you know, Lucius ain't here. I think she said Lucius ain't here. And then he was like, we both know you're not gonna use the gun. And with her trembling hands, she happened to shoot him dead in his knee, like precisely in the knee. And I'm like, logistically, if you've got these Bishop Greenleaf tremors, how? Because a knee is such a small area of the body. A knee is not like a chest cavity or, you know, abdomen. A knee is something that you really have to be aiming for to hit. But logistics just are not Lee Daniels' thing. And I can't continue to be shook when logistically we not on point. So she shoots him in the knee. And, you know, he's on the floor rolling around hollering, ah, my knee. We come back to the present time. Cookie looks Tay Diggs dead in his eyes and says, no, I've never shot anyone. And I'm like, I just saw you shoot somebody. Why would you lie about that? And it's not like she killed somebody. She just popped him in his knee. And he was coming at her sideways. I mean, not sideways, but he looked like he was about to try to rape her. that's reason enough right there. You could say, yes, I had a situation in my past where, you know, a guy tried to da-da-da-da-da and I popped him in his knee. Why are we keeping secrets? That's how relationships fall apart. You lying, you out here Phaedra Parkson. Speaking of, did y'all hear Phaedra got fired? I may come back and talk about that in a little while, but you out here giving these Phaedra Parks truths, and eventually your relationship is just, it's gonna be kaput because you lying. Anyway, we swoop over to Anika and she's talking to her mama, and I don't know if that white man in the front was her daddy or if that was just a white man in the front seat. He looked kind of young to be her daddy, but anyway, her eyebrows were a little off. And she's talking about how she needs to go back to Lucius and, you know, tell him she has a plan and yada yada yada. So anyway, we get over to Portia. God, Portia is videotaping, live streaming Hakeem, you know, talking about how they going club hopping for his birthday. And then we see Tiana on the screen, the laptop screen. I'm not sure how I feel about this relationship just yet, because it was weird the way it got back started. It was weird the way they broke up. Remember in the first season when he was sleeping with Alex's mama over on Star? Really, I hope that, because, you know, Star and Empire are supposed to be the same universe. So it's really weird that Naomi Campbell has, like, crossed over, but it's not the same character. Because the one, Naomi Campbell on Empire is dead, but Naomi Campbell on Star is living. So I'm just like, what's T? But anyway, he was over there sleeping with Naomi Campbell. Tiana came in the room and caught them in the throes or in the hot tub doing something, I think. And she was just like, okay, whatever, da 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 da. And then we found out she had a white girl on the side. So they broke up because he was shook because Tiana was cheating, but he was cheating. And then they got back together on stage in the middle of the song after he used her own voice to diss her and the other guy, Romeo's character. Wasn't that this season? Either this season or last season, the end of last season. That happened. And then they on stage and they do this stage kiss and he's like, I can't wait for you to meet my daughter. And then they back together. What? Logistically, if it were me, I just don't see it. Whatever. We're gonna keep it pumping because I've been talking a while. Beethoven swings by Jamal's with the, what do I have to call him now? Why am I so extra all the time? He swings by with his little zesty sweat on, and Jamal is upset because he dragged his name into his coming out. And I understand, because don't put me in this. I'm not involved. Like, I understand that you did this for me, but don't call my name. I'm the type of person that the world may never know. Like those Tootsie Pop commercials. Who I'm dating, the girls just don't need to know. And so I felt Jamal on that. And he, what's his name? D Major. I keep wanting to say Beethoven because it's stuck now. D Major is, well, Jamal tells D Major that coming out is for you, it's not for me. And it's like, okay, that's nice. But he did come out for you, so it's done now. And D Major is shook. Like, he didn't know that coming out in the Empire world in hip-hop is just, you know, the world's worst thing to do. And it's like, you don't remember just last season when Jamal was sleeping with Alicia Keys for some reason, even though they both on the spectrum. They were sleeping together and they gave Jamal a hard time about that. The Queens came out with flip-flops talking about flip, flop, flip, flippity, flop. And it's like, that ain't even, Becky even said, that ain't even his song. So you shook, like, coming out was a smart thing to do if you want to keep your career. What, like, you remember when Jamal pumped it on down to the freestyle and Black Rambo was in there calling him all sorts of faggots? You remember that when he gave boom, boom, Black Rambo. And I'm like, that's what the girls listen to. And Jamal came out with, so what, I'm gay. That gets me every time. So what, I'm gay. But in melody though, not, he came to the rap battle and started singing. Anyway, I'm tired, y'all. I'm going through a lot. Let me see. Mama comes in. Cookie comes through and throwing all the shade that she can at D Major because she never liked him. And then finding out that he was providing the drugs, she really don't like him. And I'm like, yeah. Because she came in, she was like, we don't talk to enablers. And I'm like, Cookie, did you or did you not scoop down to the bottom of the sink, to the L joint or whatever the joint is, untwist it, pour that nasty, sludgy, gross-looking pills, pour those pills into your hand, your uncovered hand, and put them in Jamal's uncovered mouth? I can't. You enabled him too. So let's keep it cute. Anyway, so she said something along the lines of, they're going to take care of the doorman. And I'm thinking now, because I wrote on my notes, did I miss something? But I'm thinking now that must mean the guy that let D Major up to the apartment while he was doing that live stream. Because what else would that mean? Anywho, she says that he needs to get rid of D Major so he can hold on to Counselor Cutie. Is it Philip? I feel like it's Philip. And he says, you need to get rid of my daddy so you can hold on to Angelo. I concur, but I don't think she needs to be with Angelo. Some in his milk. My stomach is growling, and I don't know if y'all will be able to hear that with this microphone, but I'm praying not. But I am very hungry. Anyway, some in Angelo's milk just, anyway, we swoop on over to Lucius. I like this haircut, actually. He had just a standard, like, it was low, but it was slick back, and then there was a side part, and I was like, keep it like that. But of course, he's not gonna do that. Cookie swoops over to the white salon. Well, let me go back and try to remember, because all I wrote was, I like Lucius's cut. They were talking about how Hakeem thinks they're not doing something for his birthday, because Andre and Hakeem were having an argument out in the hallway in the lobby, and Hakeem storms off, and Andre's like, he really thinks that we're not gonna do nothing for his birthday, and they're having a good laugh about it. But then Lucius asked Andre something, and I can't remember what it is, and I didn't put it in my notes because I'm the worst. Something along the lines of, did you know about this? But I can't remember what this is. So Lady Nika, the rest of y'all, everybody, put it down in the comments if you remember, because I'm fried right now. Then Cookie swoops over to the white salon, and I'm like, this doesn't seem like the type of salon that I would think Cookie goes to because of her character's nature. It seems like she would be down at Mary J. Blige's shop over there where Annalise is getting her sew-ins. But she swoops on into this ritzy salon, and Danielle, may she rest in peace from stars, in there combing Nia Long's hair, putting a couple curls in there, and I'm like, shook. It wasn't, I don't think that was actually the lady that plays Danielle, but she looked like her. And Nia has some sort of an attitude that I just, not Nia, because there's a Nia Long Taraji Henson beef as well, but Juliana is throwing shade at Cookie that was unnecessary, and I don't know if I like it. I lived for Nia this episode, aside from that little part, because once Cookie left, she was like, sometimes you have to take out the trash. And I'm like, what is the beef? Maybe we'll get into why they are beefing, Cookie and Juliana. But Cookie looked like she didn't know who that was. So that's really not a reason for Nia to be giving you, Juliana to be giving you the shade. But whatever though. Let me see. Portia's walking around looking like Pumpkin over on Star. So Lee Daniels shows really collided tonight for me. And they're at the club, they're having a good time, dancing, singing, and then all of a sudden, some girls walk in, and then the crowd parts, and Tiana's here. And they just like, baby, so good to see you. And they hugging and live streaming, and it's all, it's all cute. And then let me see, they say something about Kennedy. Like, what's his name? Hakeem says, we've been here long enough. Let me go collect the check. He's talking to Tiana, and then he says, you and Kennedy stay here, or Kennedy stay, something about Kennedy. And I wrote, who is Kennedy? Because we have never heard of Kennedy ever before. We're minding our business, and all of a sudden here's Kennedy. So he runs up to get the check. The club owner, who looks like Adrian Brody, is giving very much, you thought that champagne was free? No, sis. We charged you for all of the things. And here's your bill. We're not paying you, but you'll pay us. Hakeem got all, pissy and yada, yada, yada. And honestly, why would the club owner try to play Hakeem when he knows, everybody should know at this point, both of Hakeem's parents are criminals? And I feel like we should all know, because half-brother Tariq, who in real life has been picked up for domestic violence, which gives me even more of a reason not to like him and his character. But half-brother Tariq has been like up Lucius's butt so much that I feel like we would see on bscott.com that the fans are after Lucius and yada yada for these murders and this, that, and the other. So that should get back to the club owner, and he should know that at least one of Hakeem's parents is a murderer, and not to try it. But he tried it, and some random squad appears with like weapons. I couldn't tell if it was a gun or not. He lifted his shirt, so I'm assuming it was a gun, but I wasn't paying too much attention. I was writing my notes, and he's like, "Pay the man." And Adrian Brody, club owner, is like, "I was just playing." I was just playing, bruh. I got your money right here. Let me grab it for you. And Hakeem takes the money and takes his watch. Or not his, I don't think it was his watch. I think it was one of the bouncers' watch. Takes that watch, gives it to old boy and says, "I don't know who y'all are, but y'all can roll with us." I'm like, that's such a 16-year-old thing to say. Hakeem, you're turning 21. You're rich. You're famous. You don't just invite randos to party with you. You could have gave him the watch and kept it pushing. But whatever. So the random people are like, "Shawty, what's your name?" Hakeem pops up again with, "That's Kennedy." I'm like, okay, we didn't say Kennedy twice in 5 minutes. Something is up with Kennedy. Something's gonna happen between I don't know if she's gonna murder something, because we don't know Kennedy, and they've said her name twice. Something's got to go down. So Anika comes back, and Juanita opens the door looking very much like Pauletta on Fighting Temptations, and she's giving Nita, "I remind you of the church bylaws." She opens the door, and Anika's like, "Hey, Juanita," and Juanita's like, "Hey, Anika, girl, good to see you." And it's just me and Bella in the house. Me and Bella now. It's just us. And Anika gets up to the room, opens the crib door, and there's no Bella. And before I get to the tea on this part, why does Lucius only have one house staff? Just one. Lucius and Bishop Greenleaf and Lady May only seem to have the one house staff. Jacob had an entire wing to himself, which means Jacob had a wing, Charity has a wing, Gigi has a wing, Faith probably had a wing, and then Bishop and Lady May have their own little section of the house. Why you only got Marisol? Lucius, why you only got Juanita? Where's the rest of the girls? Juanita can't do this all by herself. She look like she got bad knees. Don't do her like that. Hire somebody. Anyway, so Anika swings open the doors to the nursery, and it's like, "Mama's home," and looks down at the crib. Baby ain't home. And then Lucius slides in and is like, "Tell me why I shouldn't kill you right now." Sounding very not great, because this almost ALS is kicking his butt. And she's like, "Where's Bella?" And he's like, "Bella's safe." And I'm like, I hope she alright, because all y'all got in the house is Juanita, and Juanita didn't have her. And Hakeem is out club hopping. Where's the baby? And then no, I think she asked Taraji, and was it Taraji that walked in first? I think Cookie walked in first. And anyway, she said Bella's safe, and then Lucius walked in, and they was talking about, "I need to kill you right now. We got to kill you." And then here come Nana. Nana walks in, and she's like, "Let me do it, Dwight." And they're like, "Mama, if you don't, could you please just let us have..." And I'm like, y'all didn't know your mama was standing right behind you or what? Like, y'all was out in the hallway waiting on the dramatic entrance. You ain't know your mama was back there? And also, we need a better granny nanny. Somebody needs to be watching mama at all times. Y'all need to lock her back down in the panic room or something. Why is she running free? And then you should, because she running free. We already know that Sister Mr. White person over there, I'm not sure. I believe we established that is a lesbian lady. But the detail for the granny nanny from prior to, she can't do her job. You need to hire somebody else, or you need to lock granny somewhere, because she's just roaming. I don't care for it. But Anika comes through, and she's like, "I have a plan. We're gonna, Tariq is upset. He's jealous because, he thinks you took his father." And Lucius is like, "All right, thank you, Dr. Freud. We already established that. Give me something else." And she decides that once again, she's gonna hoe herself out, because that's all Anika does, is hoe herself. She's like, "You have something that he wants, me." And I'm like, here we go. Here we go. Anika will sleep with anybody. She slept with Lucius. She slept with his son. She's married to his other son. She's also married to Lucius. She was about to sleep with, what's her name? The woman, the lesbian lady from the other season. Marissa Torme, her character. Did she sleep with Cookie? I feel like she probably slept with Cookie and Naomi Campbell. She probably slept with Tiana, because Tiana will go down. Like, she's sleeping with Becky too? You sleeping with Parched? Who all are you sleeping with? She's out here holding herself again, and the girls are living. They're like, "Okay, we'll give you a week to get that together." And so she goes back to, wait a minute, let me keep up with what I'm talking about. Oh yeah, Granny comes in with a revolver, and let me kill her again with with these old lady trembles. I don't know if she was trembling or not. I wasn't paying attention. But anyway, Lucius was like, let me have the gun, mama. Where'd you get the gun from? I got it from her purse. Her is Cookie. Cookie's like, you gave it to me. It was a gift from you. And I'm just like, Cookie, you left your purse unattended with your unattended mama, with Lucius's unattended mama who's running around here doing the most with a gun in it. I guess. But Lucius tells her, you got a week, and then after a week I'm gonna let my mama do what she's been dying to do. And I'm just like, why is she so intent on murdering Anika? But whatever though. Jamal is talking to Counselor Cutie, and he's saying he's gonna try a little tenderness. He's, this man, came out in the music industry and tells him you couldn't possibly know how that feels. And he's like, oh yeah, because coming out in the military ain't hard. And he's like, you right. And I'm like, not really though. I mean, no shade to coming out in the military, but that's hard. Okay, it's comparable, because coming out of the military, you coming out and you got these people actually in your physical circle, whereas coming out in the music industry, it's people from all over. They flooding your timelines, all this, that, and the other, but you're rich enough to where they actually don't have to come into your circle. So I see it from both angles. That rarely works out for him though, trying tenderness. He tried tenderness with Frida, he ended up getting shot. So he tried tenderness with Alicia Keys, and he got the flip-flop, flip-flippity-flop. It's just, it don't work for him. Stop being tender. Anika tiptoes over to half-brother Tariq, and he falls immediately for it. And she's like, I'm just so scared. I'm terrified. I can't. And he's like, I'll protect you personally. I'm like, ugh. Niggas and flies, I do despise. D Major comes through. He's trying to, scan his card to get in the building, and he's giving very much drunk behavior. And I'm like, do he just act like that, or is he drunk? I'm not sure. But Philip comes through, and he's like, I think he tells him to like go home or something like that. But then Gaytoven pops up with the, you'll never be able to give it to him like I do. What? That was so crude and unnecessary. Like, that's not nice. That is so rude. Anyway, and then Counselor Cutie revs back into 1985 and swings all the way up into 2007 and pops this man in his face. He reached back and knocked that man, and he hit him in 2017 and knocked him into 2020. So I'm just D Major knows who our next president is. He is in there. But then Jamal comes down, and he sides with Cutie instead of siding with D, and D's feelings are hurt. They're having a giant party at Leviticus, and Tiana comes out of a cake with 2 rabbits on her breast. Like these giant fluffy things. I'm not sure what to call them. Accoutrements is what I would say. And it's her time filler for the week. I say that anytime Tiana's on the screen for more than 30 seconds, she's giving you a song, and that song is only to fill some space. But this time I enjoyed it because Jamal came out giving, sassy Michael Jackson looks. And then Hakeem got up there, and he's rapping, and they're just all flowing, and it was really cute. I was like, that could really be a group. I like this better than any of the individual stuff. But while he's up there rapping, Mystery Squad is down there, and one of the guys of Mystery Squad is trying to like flirt with Kennedy, and Kennedy is like, no, I don't think so. And he's like, I've been watching you all night, and I've been watching you watching me. And then he like grabs her and tries to rough her up, and she denies his advances once again, and he reaches back. I told y'all that Philip reached back into 1985. This man reached back into 1900, and he knocked Kennedy smooth into the year 3000. Not much has changed, but they live underwater, and your great-great-great-granddaughter is doing fine. I was looking at my demographics, and my demographic is women aged like 35 to 60 something. That's like my main who's watching. So none of y'all will get that joke, but it's a Jonas Brothers song called Year 3000, and it's a good one. I used to listen to it all the time. Anyway, he knocked that girl smooth, clean into the hospital. Kennedy's in the hospital now. She fighting for her. She probably got the same syndrome that roommate got over on the quad. She probably having seizures and in a coma and everything. He knocked that girl out. And then, like, it turned into a big brawl. But you see this one guy, the one guy that knocked, with the dreads, that knocked the girl out. He's like slinging folks off of him and whipping the girls around his head. He's like giving you very much Hulk tease. And I'm like, what kind of crackhead tendencies? What is going on? It was so severe, and then it just turns into this all-out brawl, and it's a mess. And then Andre gets mad. He gets mad for real because he was fake mad at Empire, you know, messing with him, trying to get Hakeem not to think that they were throwing something for his party. This time he real mad, and he's like, you know, take responsibility for your actions, yada yada yada. And then he tells Hakeem, you are canceled. You will not be on Swift Stream or Extreme or Swift Extreme. You won't be there. Your channel's shut down. Take responsibility. And Hakeem says, or something, I can't remember if this was before or after, but I think before this particular instance, Tiana came in and he was talking about how this was the worst party of his life and he's so shook. Tiana says, yeah, I appreciate you checking on my girl Kennedy because she's half dead, but all right. I'm going to the hospital to be with her. And Hakeem was like, I'll go with you. And she's like, no, don't. You stay here and make it all about you. And I'm like, it's his birthday. But anyway, so she storms off to the hospital. Fast forward, Hakeem says he's going to get his girl. And I'm sure everybody else was thinking that he was going to get Tiana. That's not who he was going to get. We're going to get there in just one moment. Oh yeah, another thing is Hakeem was hollering at Andre. You know, while Andre was hollering at him, he hollered back to Andre, like, Dad understands me. Dad gets me. We have a thing that you'll never have, and that's music. And I'm like, didn't you last season say you was going to be Hakeem No Lion? Like, you don't like your dad. None of y'all like your dad. Y'all go back and forth between liking your daddy and liking your mama, and then liking them both, and then not liking either of them, and then just liking one. It's like, girl, y'all, I'm so sick of y'all. And then when he said we'll have one thing that you will never have, and that's music, I'm like, I want Andre to drop a Beyonce surprise album and slay the girls, because Trey Byers actually can sing. He sounds better to me than Jussie Smollett. Andre, drop your Lemonade, drop your Beyonce self-titled visual album for the girls and slay us. I want him to, but I don't think they're gonna do it. Yeah, so Andre swoops over to meet with Nia Long again, and he's kissing all up her arm and giving very, let's get out of here. And she's like, do your girlfriend know? Like, I don't sleep with the girl's man. And he lies. He gives Phaedra Parks truths and says that she's fine with it. We have an arrangement, yada yada. This is how I do business. And I'm like, all right, Nessa ain't Rhonda. This ain't Phaedra. Real Housewives is also in the house tonight. Nessa ain't Rhonda. She's not gonna be able to put up with the things that Rhonda put up with. And she got a big brother that's really like, we watched him murder old boy last week that spit on the ground, like the floor, the inside. And I don't think this is a good idea, but whatever though. We get back from whatever the event was Cookie was trying to get her hair done for, and she wowed the girls. She had them rich folks eating up, you know, the palm of her hand, including Angelo's mama, and it was a good night, yada yada yada. I like the hair, don't know about the dress, but I like the fur. And then Cookie is like, can you do me a favor? Can you get rid of this gun for me? And she slides it into his pocket, and I'm like, uh-oh. This is gonna be a problem. Next week, Angelo is gonna get stopped or something. The gun is gonna be in his pocket and he going to jail. Something is gonna happen, because for them to show her sliding the gun into his pocket like that, it's gonna be some situations out in these streets. This has been a long review, but it's a lot going on. Nia is talking to some white man, and apparently she's the plug to get to Lucius, and this white man is like, get to her, make me believe in magic. And she's like, you know I got tricks. Then it's somebody beating on Lucius's door in this supposed to be magnificent, magnificent. I'm gonna stick with it. Magnificent is my new word. This magnificent. Why did I go from magnificent? I said the word correctly and then I come back and say magnificent. But I'm, again, sticking with it. This magnificent mansion with only one piece of staff. Somebody beating on the door. I'm like, does he not have a doorbell? We got a doorbell. I mean, the house ain't little, but it ain't big. It's filled to capacity up in here. Like, and we got a doorbell. We got a camera. We got a doorbell. We got a garage. Like, this man is beating on the door. Lucius comes down and he's like, what you doing beating on my door? It's Hakeem. He came to get his girl. And the girl that we thought he was coming to get was Tiana, but he's actually coming to get his daughter. And Lucius is like, oh, I'm so proud of you. Just lets me know you got your priorities straight. And then he tells the story about how Cookie gave birth at the house because they couldn't get to the hospital because she wanted Chinese food. And Lucius was out getting Chinese food, and then when she came back, the water broke, and he was in a rush to get out into the world. And Lucius was like, you've always been in a rush to be, you know, to be out in the world, but Mother Nature takes her time and she conquered the universe. So he's basically telling him, slow down, baby, you're going too fast. You got your hands in the air with your feet on the gas. You're about to wreck your future, running from your past. You need to slow down, baby, slow. What is I was gonna say? Alicia Keys, Jesus, no. It's Alicia Keys' arch nemesis, India Ari. If y'all don't know about that beef, look up India Ari beef with Alicia Keys or something like that. India hated Alicia Keys in 2001. Anyway, it was all about that Grammy. So let me see. Hakeem grabs Bella, the birth story. Why is he just now finding out his birth story and he's 21? Like, you ain't tell your son nothing about himself or his mama in the 17 years that she was in jail? And now she been out 2 or 3 years and she ain't told him? I guess. But, the baby that was playing little Bella was so precious. I was like, oh, look at her cheeks. Yes, little baby. I love little babies, especially bald-headed babies. Bald-headed babies are my favorite baby. And my brother and sister, when they were born, they were both smooth. I was like, oh, my favorites. Anywho, then it ends. The show ends. And I'm like, the show ends with Lucius being gentle to his child? So I know next week it's going to be, as my grandfather says, it's going to be a blictum. It's going to be a mess. Because the show ended with Lucius being soft and caring with his own son. That don't sound, that's not plausible. that logistically, I don't see it. But, yeah, the episode was good. I enjoyed it. Y'all, I love talking with y'all in the comments. Hit me up. As always, there's always in my description box, there's a GoFundMe link for a little girl named Matea who's going through some things. You can read her story on the GoFundMe page. There's always going to be my Instagram, my Facebook, my Twitter, my Snapchat, and my Tumblr information down in the below. Like, comment, and subscribe, and all the things the YouTubers say. And I will see y'all, Sunday for Potomac? Y'all come chill with me Sunday. And I'll see y'all. Peace. Slow down, baby. Slow down, baby. Slow down. Oh, Lord, I'm recording.